can we talk a little bit about the most important aspects of bringing up healthy children? You know, right from the start, before birth, before conception, through pregnancy. Just maybe some of the key points through that.
Hmm.
Maybe starting before pregnancy even.
Okay. Well, definitely, I believe that the woman, the mother, needs to think about creating a perfect internal environment for her unborn child. And there's a lot of research out there, even in mainstream publications, about the importance of eating fruits and vegetables. And both the mother and the father need to be on the same page,
Hmm.
because if not, it causes a lot of stress
Yep.
for the woman during her pregnancy and also during childbirth. It can hold up the childbirth and cause a longer labor if the woman has any kind of stress. So I think that that's a big part of it, is supporting each other in all ways. And the nutritional aspect of a healthy pregnancy is key. And so even in the pediatric journal in 2007, there was an article saying that women who eat an abundance of fruits and vegetables during pregnancy, that the taste of those fruits and vegetables and the nutrients go into the amniotic fluid,
Right.
which I found fascinating.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it also said that when women are breastfeeding, that the fruits and vegetables go through the breast milk and into the child, and that those children are going to be more likely to consume an abundance of fruits and vegetables and to love their taste, because they already have the taste from the amniotic fluid and the breast milk.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's so much research out there that points to this necessity. And also how we are present for our children, following the needs of the child, not the child coming into this world following the needs of the adult.
Hmm.
So right away, before pregnancy, during pregnancy, the partners, the pregnancy partners, talking to each other about their goals for their child, how they're going to be present for their child. There are so many people today who disconnect from their children right away.
Mm.
They separate them, they put them to sleep in a crib down at the end of the hall to scream it out, going to sleep,
Mm.
being alone. And the child needs to be near the most important person in the baby's life at that early time, and that's the mother. And so after the baby's born, it's most beneficial that the baby be put to the mother's breast for breastfeeding.
Hmm.
And then after breastfeeding, that the baby be held against the mother's skin.
Mm.
And I write a lot about that in the book. And I have a very close friend of mine who is a lactation consultant, who did extended skin to skin with her third child. She wrote an article which is in the attachment parenting chapter, and she talks about the benefits of holding the baby against the mother's skin for the first hours, days, and even weeks after birth. And that skin to skin contact is so vital
Yeah.
for the child's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual development.
And can that
And
be for
that
the father
child
as well?
feels right in the world.
Can that be for the father as well, or just the mother?
At the beginning, it should just be the mother, and the father should be there as the major support. The father is definitely part of it, but he is there to prepare the food, to nourish the mother and the baby in whatever way he can. And at the time when the baby asks to go to the father,
Hmm.
then the father is there as well. And it might seem to the mother, it might seem difficult to do this,
Hmm.
but it is best for the baby. And long-term research is even showing that babies who have been held skin to skin have increased intelligence scores later on.
Right.
I can also tell you from this 15-year-old girl who I have followed all these years, this daughter of my close friend, who was given this extended skin-to-skin contact for months. My friend did not drive. Her husband basically did a lot of what needed to be done in the home so that she could totally be present for her child and hold her child against her skin.
Yeah.
And this child at age 15 is probably, in terms of children who I have been with, she is the most self-assured, self-confident, happy, trusting human being who I've ever met. And so I think that we have to set priorities as parents. The mother really needs to be at home with the child, especially the first years. And I know that, many women work and they need to work, but if there's a way that the woman can find some work that she can do through the home, that would be best.
So this is
not all women are willing, but
right, yeah. And so this is attachment parenting. Is what other aspects are there to attachment parenting, and what's the whole philosophy behind it?
Okay, well, attachment parenting was coined by a doctor in California named Dr. William Sears, and he has many books out on it. And I have taken what I feel are some of the most valuable aspects of attachment parenting. There are many different aspects to it, with following the needs of the child, not the child always following the needs of the adult, but the parent following the needs of the child as much as possible. And so when I teach my classes, I don't want to shock women. I am just asking them, do the best you can. Do as much of this as you can. It will be best for your child. And you are not going to be spoiling your child by holding your child. You are not going to be spoiling your child by sleeping with your child. These are all aspects of attachment parenting. Being there, being present, even as your child gets older. I had felt, even though I breastfed my children long-term and followed their own weaning needs, I felt that I did not do the skin-to-skin contact as much as I would have wanted earlier on, and especially at a time when my son needed that, and he was hospitalized for the asthma, and that held back our bonding a lot. Later on, when he was 4 years old, I still felt that he needed this skin-to-skin. And he was asking me frequently to carry him. At 4 or 5 years old, he was a pretty big boy already. And so he was in school at that time, and he would come out of school and he would jump into my arms, and he just wanted for me to hold him and carry him and walk around with him. And other parents were telling me that I had separation anxiety. And I knew that I didn't have any separation anxiety, that I was just following my child's needs. And I felt very comfortable at that time to pick up my child, to hold him, and to carry him as much as possible, and to give him as much skin contact as I could. And I feel that after about a year and a half holding him very frequently at that time, and he was 4 to 5 years old, that there had been a tremendous amount of healing from that earlier period of skin deprivation during the hospitalization. And so we can do skin-to-skin with our children at any age, and that's what's so wonderful about attachment parenting.
Yeah.